We'll start up one for Etrian Odyssey, change the game and title. We are now suffering in the 6th stratum. Okay.
Not bad.
It seems like it might be quite difficult. What's what, Knight? I don't know what you were reacting to there. So, a few details to start off with. After you beat the game, you are given a town medal, which gives you 100 HP and 50 technique points. So I've thrown that on myself because I just guzzle the technique points like they're water. We got some quests to hand in. So the Cordyceps is a rare take item from the 4th stratum. You can get one on the 20th floor in the boss room, but only the spot on the right-hand side, apparently. I'm glad to see you were able to find one. It's interesting looking. It grows from bugs, right? Even if the medicine made from this would save my life, I'm not sure I'd want to take it. Still, thanks for your hard work, as always. We got all the gold fur, so I wanted to get this out of my inventory as soon as possible. When I told our client that the Tigers Guild was handling his request, he was ecstatic. He's quite the fan of yours after hearing of your exploits, so he's been rooting for you. He said he'll probably request you specifically if something else comes up. Way to go, kids. So for this quest, this is part of a chain of other things, which is another reason I wanted to stream this tonight. Basically, we went just 2 tiles above the Pokemon, the Manta Ray, and we got a frozen arm that was amputated from the ground, and we heard a cry of a ice-breathing dragon somewhere on that floor.
Spooky.
You hand over the item. Oh my, you found his frozen arm? He claimed that the blue dragon could control blizzards. Was that actually true? This sounds serious, but I can't look into it myself. I'll ask the Rada for their guidance. Though in the absence of the chieftain, they've been a pretty sorry crew. Still, better to ask them than to take something like that on all by ourselves. I'll let you know immediately if I find anything out. But first, I'd better show this to our client. So what you're telling me is you're gonna give him a hand. Yeah, these are the Ankh-shaped parts they were talking about. You found some good ones. I'll deliver these to the Rada so they can continue their research. Nice work. Okay, not much to say, but now we've unlocked these 2 quests, the Azure Colossus and Awakening the Serpent. That cold-blooded dragon's existence has been confirmed on B15F. It's up to you to carry out my vengeance. I asked Rada Hall to check into the incident with our one-armed client, and they acted quickly. He told them about a vast space surrounding a small island on the 15th floor. It could be that's where the blue dragon lives, but no one's found a way there from the 15th floor. You may have to search another floor. Rada's investigating the 14th floor, but they don't have enough men to search the 16th. It could be a fool's errand, but I'd like to ask you kids to investigate the 16th floor. There's no guarantee the path to the dragon is there, but be very careful anyway. I made this Ankh motor from the Ankh parts. Put it into the machine on B21F and see what happens.
That's the elevator they're talking about?
I believe so, yeah, the generator for the elevator. Thanks again for gathering the Ankh-shaped parts the other day. Brought a hall, analyzed them, and made a device that might be usable on the 21st floor. This is it, the Ankh motor. They said it'll fit into the machine on the 21st floor, but they don't know what'll happen after that, so be prepared for anything. And then we've also got the Call of the Wyvern, which I believe I already read. Yeah. So these are 3 different quests that are ultimately going to result in us fighting some dragons. And we're going to get a whole bunch of gold, which we actually need for an achievement. You got to have 250,000 Ental at the same time in your inventory. So it behooves us to do that. Something I wanted to show real quick is if we go to the apothecary, we can get these items, the Excella 3. Much like the oils, you can only get a finite amount of them because these require shiny seeds before you can get more. Same for the Medica 5. So we're going to actually deal with the Wyvern first. Specifically, we need to get a conditional drop from it. And you have to kill the Wyvern in 3 turns. And I attempted to do this off stream. Unfortunately, work kind of distracted me, and we had the whole summit thing, so would have been more productive to just do that instead of watching that summit. But we're here, and this is what we're gonna do. So I have already fought the Wyvern, and we are very close to being able to take it out in 3 turns, but we're not quite there. And unfortunately, the only real methods we have of increasing our strength with the party configuration that we've got is a couple of items that can only be used by the person consuming it. Specifically, the Bravent lowers your defense but increases your strength, but it costs a turn and is basically a candy that is eaten by the user. And the problem is that wastes a turn. Now, in a prolonged fight, that would be useful because you would get the buff for multiple turns. I didn't actually check how long the buff item lasts. But I'm assuming 4 turns at least, if not indefinite, because it is an item buff, so maybe it's indefinite. But the problem is, for a 3-turn fight like that, you do not get enough power from sacrificing that turn to justify the resources spent. Or more specifically, the extra damage you get from the item does not make up for the lost turn where you used the item and didn't do anything. So I think if we are able to get everyone some boost meter, we'll probably be just strong enough to edge out the victory there. But I kind of don't want to spend a limited resource in case there's another boss we run into later where we're gonna want those Excellas to increase our boost. So I just thought I would explain that while I run around here farming boost points. On that topic, I did discover that basically interesting. The 2-hit might work a little bit differently, but it seems to be an average of 5 boost points per attack. And I think as long as we get everyone to max, we're probably going to be good to go to eliminate it in one turn. And then I think we'll check out what's going on with that mechanism in the 5th stratum. Just because I actually don't know what's going to happen there. And then we'll check out the 16th floor, because that actually unlocks some additional exploration there. I don't know how much of the 6th stratum we're going to get to. It's entirely possible we're going to need some of the potential like equipment that we get from these dragons, hence why it's giving us so much money for defeating them. Because like all the end game boss drops and whatnot are very, very expensive. How are we doing here? Okay, we're getting close. Again, I hate doing this on stream, but at the same time, I had half a mind to do this in the background while we were doing the summit, and I honestly probably could have. I expected there would be actual content in that live stream. But that's just another VOD that's probably not going to surface, because that was quite possibly the most non-content that I've seen out of like an hour of so many people's lives.
It was not my first Japanese press conference. A lot of them are like that.
Yeah, for the most part, I would stick to like game shows and whatnot, so it's news to me, but at the same time, it's not like it's unexpected. It is like considering how their variety shows and whatnot work, how like I've heard this from like various Westerners who have gone to live in Japan, about how like variety show television is like the biggest nothing, where it, for the most part, it really is just like reaction content of like, hey, we've got like an actor or a pop star and we're gonna show them some like YouTube videos and they're gonna go like, sugoi, oh, kawaii yo, oh, you know, it's and again, that presentation was just as much nothing.
So you're saying Japan revolutionized the slop stream?
I suppose so. So what we'll actually do is we'll use Kirsten's turn. We do have some Excella 2s, which give a... So the Excella 3s give you 100 boost points, which is the max, but the Excella 2s only give you 30. Like, why not 50? It's ridiculous. But, I mean, I'll be attacking too, and I could use the extra inventory space from using some of these items that I will otherwise never have a use for. So, may as well smoke it if you got them. Something else that's interesting that we'll see as we head down to the Wyvern is there was that that one crab that was blocking the spring from going down to the 8th floor, it actually respawned, but it doesn't drop anything. There's like no point to fight it. It gives you 600 experience and nothing else.
Doesn't block the stream again, though, does it?
No,
it doesn't block
it
the
doesn't.
stream.
Well, I haven't checked, but I see no reason why it would, because it's walking around in that space. Like, it's actually an FOE. But it's just strange because, like, even if it was, like, a situation where they thought, like, oh, maybe people are curious about, like, does it drop anything? But you can always check that. I suppose it could be a situation where, like, what if players skipped it somehow? And now we're going to show it on the map as an FOE so they can go and fight it, that they're aware that it exists. And that there's still something they could do? I don't know.
I imagine most people would have done that side quest to unlock those fountains because those are a huge buff.
Yeah. But people do weird challenge runs all the time, so.
I guess.
Also, a quick suggestion: you could update your Fugi reactive image to your Etrian Odyssey picture.
Oh yes. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. I don't know if I have that link.
I can send it to you if you need it.
Sure. I think I have to dig into my DMs for it.
You could also probably just Google Fugi Tech. It seems like defending might actually give you some TP as well. Or boost power, rather. I'm not exactly sure what causes your boost power to empty. I think going to sleep does, so I'm not gonna leave the labyrinth. Just in case. Okay, everybody's full now. Just gonna make a quick comment on Discord. Just in case people aren't aware that we switched over to Etrian Odyssey. Actual content is about to happen. Wow. It's only been an hour and a half. Well, now we know for the future not to tune on to those summits. Yeah, so there's the FOE just spinning around in its room. Really? It's always weird when escaping from fights in a JRPG is just pure random chance. Okay, so the strategy here is we want to sneak up on this guy and get a preemptive attack because he is capable of binding the entire party, and the type of bind that the Wyvern applies does prevent Gustavo from performing all slash. For the most part, we're just going to be going ham with our strongest moves. And something that's interesting is, although the boss has resistance to both fire and ice, they do still seem to take more damage from ice. I'll be honest, that was not a significant increase as far as the health bar is concerned, so I'm a little concerned here. Woo. There it is, the Tough Fang. Interestingly enough, it's not colored yellow like it should be. You obtain a Tough Fang from the Wyvern. Your experienced senses tell you that an intense power is coming from the Fang. You should take it back to town to show the Rada's researchers. And it's entirely possible to sell that and not be able to complete the quest until you wait for the Wyvern to spawn again. There you are.
There it goes.
So you think this Tough Fang was the cause of it all? Well, if you say so, who am I to argue? Let's hand this over to the Rada and have them look into it. Thanks for your hard work. We'll be sure to let you know when more requests come in. Like the Dreadworm! The red dragon at the Wyvern's nest. Can't anyone slay that beast? Will you try your hand at it, sirs? You remember that Wyvern you defeated before? An investigation team from the Rada took the Tough Fang back to its nest. They tried blowing it into the Fang like a horn, and a gigantic red dragon suddenly appeared. The wind from its wings was so strong that they were slammed against the trees. The Fang ended up broken. They said that red dragon tried to take over the Wyvern's nest but couldn't get near it. It most likely was driven away by the sound from the Fang. But since you beat the Wyvern, I guess that red dragon saw its chance to take over. Supposedly incredibly strong, the investigators had to run for dear life. We can't leave a dragon like that alone, so I want you to see if you can defeat it. But it's definitely going to be a dangerous job. Don't do anything rash, okay? Okay, so we have officially unlocked the 3 super bosses. But there is also a bonus final boss at the end of the 6th stratum. At least that's my understanding.
Invisil.
Pardon?
Shinvisil, chieftain.
Maybe. We shall see.
How interesting would it be if he respawns in 3 days like an FOE?
I mean, once you make it far enough into the 6th stratum, it might. Hard to say. Now, one thing I did want to check in the... at the bottom of the jungle. So apparently once you start this quest, the Wyvern, when it does respawn, is chased... Yeah, that square up top to the northeast, that used to be a... one of the mammoth guys. And I think now it's facing north. That is actually swapped out for the Wyvern. If you wanted to... because we had to give the Tough Fang in for a quest. We weren't able to sell it. So whatever boss equipment you get from the Wyvern, we're not going to get that unless we do that again. But that I will do off stream. We will take a stab at each of the dragons. And it's entirely possible we might get our asses kicked and have to come back.
There's a red and blue dragon. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, and then a mystery dragon.
Oh. Is it green?
Probably. It would certainly make sense. Why are we not able to escape from these basic encounters?
The gorilla man's idle stare pauses you in your tracks.
Evidently. Yep, spring still works. Now, what would be clutch is if we can sneak up on this red dragon here. God damn it. At the former nest of the Dread Wyvern squats a deadlier, more powerful beast. Its gigantic body is fire red, and you can sense its power in the very air around you. Behold the Scarlet Worm. Have you the courage to challenge this fiend? If so, then step forth. Or circle around it like a big coward and get a preemptive. I did level up some of our skills, so theoretically we should be taking very minimal damage. This guy's got to be weak to ice, right? I mean,
he's a thick boy.
That he is. Yeah, that seems like good damage. Below ice. I'm assuming that's a Scott Pilgrim reference. I was confused. Like, I was like, am I getting rated? No. It's just ice. Hope you're having a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Whenever the mood strikes, right? We also leveled up Trickery and Quicken, so those might actually be worth using. Got a feeling this guy is gonna attempt to debuff me. Oh yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I don't like how little damage this enemy is taking.
Ouch. That is not a lot of health that you took out.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Oh, boy. Worm gave no shits.
Yeah, I've never actually read or seen Scott Pilgrim, so I'll be honest. Your references are lost on the ice, except for the obvious surface level ones.
Have you played the game?
Played the demo for it, yeah.
Ah.
Okay. So there was Oh, go ahead.
No, it's not important.
There's a tiny bit of mapping I wanted to do here with respect to this FOE's path, so I'm going to check if it's respawned. And we need to take a very roundabout path to get to the generator again. So that staircase...
Would you be interested in doing a Scott Pilgrim movie night?
Oh, we could.
Since the anime is coming out soon, at some point. I don't know if it's soon.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, so I think we're going to want to use the elevator on the left. Don't think they've respawned yet. Oh, there was actually something I wanted to check on the 25th floor. I may as well do that while I'm here. Nope, the FOE up top has not respawned either. Okay, gotta sleep some more. But again, that's something to do off stream. If the dragon spawns and wipes us, then we're not gonna make like a second attempt at this. I think this dragon though actually spawns like where the final boss was, so we will have to fight our way through some king dials though.
Is this the floor where they respawn super quick?
No, the only floor where the enemies seem to respawn like lickety split was the end of the 4th stratum, because you were required to fight all the FOEs to get the boss to stop respawning.
I see. I missed that part of the stream.
It wasn't fun. It basically delayed the stream by like another hour and a half, but I really wanted to finish it, so I kept going. You kind of lost me, Ice. Are there... You're saying 1, 2, and 3. Are you talking about different volumes? I thought there was only one film. Oh, this guy actually spawns here.
Oh boy, this is the first time seeing those pigs. Those are bad. Something out of Berserk.
Yeah. Now that's a monster worth animating in CG. So what do you mean by like an intentional split? Like just representing the characters differently, or? Oh god. Oh, these are the worst enemies. Klarbar, thank you for the raid. Hope you're having a good night. How are you doing? Seeker of weird, thank you. Or Clarbart, if that was a raid message that you gave.
I'm gonna shut him up.
Sure, go for it. I got distracted and made a wrong turn. Oops.
Oh,
Damn it.
oh, screw you, chameleon.
Well, some classic Sonic.
Oh
It's
my
hard
God,
to see
got
from
me
my
again.
stream manager. Is that Sonic 4? Kind of looks like it.
Ha! Fuck!
But yeah, there is definitely a thing in the Etrian Odyssey community where people either trash talk each other's map making habits or they compliment them. I'm personally not particular about it. I make maps the way that satisfies my brain. And if someone needs to do something very different on their end, that is perfectly fine. Nice, thank you for the gift sub. Well, thank you nonetheless. But yeah, Etrian Odyssey, if you're not familiar, is all about exploring a dungeon in a first-person perspective. It was originally a Nintendo DS game, and you would use the touchscreen to map everything. So now that it's been ported to Switch and PC, it is just as much as a focus as before, but now you use either your controller or mouse and keyboard, or if you're fancy, you can use like touch controls if you have like a tablet. Apparently works very well on those. Switch version, apparently, for whatever reason, the sensitivity is off, and it's kind of awkward, apparently. Yeah, no, definitely this section of the game gets very complicated. Some of the earlier floors of the dungeon are much more straightforward, but this is actually the final dungeon, so to speak. So the layout is very convoluted.
I wonder if for the Switch version, if using a stylus would help.
Apparently it's pretty much required, but even then, it's not great. What do you mean you weren't aware of that being a thing, Clarbart? So I'm just not sure exactly what comment I made that you're responding to. Because I kind of talk a mile per minute, so... Oh, I see. Calling it a presentation is an overstatement. We learned two things from the presentation. That Yakuza Gaiden is gonna have drones, and that Ichiban proposed to another character, one of the party members from Yakuza 7, and got shot down. And that's basically all we got out of that entire presentation. We got no gameplay, no like new footage, except for that one cutscene we saw part of. It was an hour-long presentation of mostly Japanese film actors talking about, man, we did such a good job recording that script. Oh wow, cameras! There are so many cameras in facial capture recording for video games. Wow, it's also new, and isn't technology grand? Wow. For like an hour. Oh yeah, that's it's usually more so that Etrian Odyssey fans are very particular about their way of drawing the map, and everyone else is wrong. But I do appreciate the compliment. Oh, did I defend? I used Defender twice. I'm focusing more on talking than playing. But yeah, I'm just very detail-oriented. There are actually some symbols that I think are missing from the remaster that I would like to... There used to be like a teleport symbol that you would normally use for the things like the elevators, but that's gone for whatever reason. We're doing a little bit of post-game content now. There are some super bosses, some dragons, and we have been given a gadget that will apparently unlock one of those fights. But one of them absolutely kicked our butts, so I'm not gonna hold out too much hope for this. Oh yeah, that's the
They look
worst
like
ice.
faces.
Hmm?
They look like faces.
Yeah, you could say that. You fumble with the machine and find a small gap near the bottom where the Ankh motor may fit. You take the device from your pack and force it in. A switch on the front panel lights up. Press the switch. Once you press the switch, a strange light emanates from the machine. Within the light, you are surprised to see the 25th floor as if it were before your eyes. But in this vision, you can now see a gigantic dragon near the path to the 26th floor. The illusory golden dragon turns its head to you, letting out a mighty roar. With that, the image vanishes. The 25th floor, the site of your desperate struggle with the Lord of Yggdrasil. You shiver at the thought of facing this dragon, sure to be an even deadlier nemesis. If you have the courage, then continue forth. So we're gonna be big cowards and get out of here. Because that's a lot of backtracking we'd have to do. How are our items doing right now? Because I feel like we still filled that up right quick. That's an acceptable amount.
I couldn't recall. Did you empty your items after you did your grinding for the boost points?
I emptied them insofar as I used the Excellas on my party members.
I thought they might have had like the collection of items that you get from the drops from the monsters.
Oh, maybe not. You might be correct. I might have forgotten to do that. I feel like the terminology can go either way. Because technically, if you have a button that has two states, like a raised state or a depressed state, is still technically a switch, right? So we're gonna go into the spooky zone for a minute, just to get us a quick shortcut to the gold dragon. You enter the room to see a gigantic dragon cloaked in lightning. The strong presence emanating from its voltage is shocking to behold. The thunderous dragon stands before you. Have you the courage to challenge this fiend? If so, then step forth. Okay, they came up with a different sprite. I was kind of expecting them to just reuse the red dragon sprite. What element would be effective against this? So, I mean, fire would be good against ice. And ice would be good against fire. Well, it's gonna be one of them. Let's roll the okay.
Big wipe.
It's 3 times as powerful. Yeah. That's a wipeout right there. That's a wipeout. We clearly need some endgame equipment to survive those bosses. So what we're going to do is we are going to explore one of these other quests. Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely inspired by Chinese dragons. So now we've actually got some shortcuts here. As you stand marveling at the jungle trees, you spot a narrow road between their trunks. We're still fighting regular enemies for this area. There we go. So these guys are just going around in a circle. So I'll be honest, I'm not expecting anything super exciting from this little detour. It's more just so that the area exploration is done on stream. Because again, we're going to be running into a blue dragon that's very likely going to kick our butt. It's probably going to do 2,000 damage per hit. But it does make a lot more sense given the various elements in the game for it to be lightning. And calling it a gold dragon rather than a yellow dragon, I suppose, is more impressive sounding. But I kind of expected this detour would give us some different enemy encounters to suggest that, hey, you're going into the danger zone. Because I have seen the maps for this additional section here, and it seemed somewhat expansive, but I could be mistaken.
I'm guessing ants aren't worth fighting.
I mean, I could fight all these things if I wanted to, but I feel like at this point the experience is not quite as worthwhile as it used to be. So I'm just, I feel like escaping is going to be a lot faster. But yeah, just the damage numbers that these bosses are doing just seems like unreal to me. Oh, fairy boot. And a Medica 4. See, I don't recall getting the fairy boot previously, so that could be really good, but the Medica 4 suggests that we're not going to get anything too amazing. Yeah, no, this is worse. Maybe this is the one that you're actually supposed to start with. It's like, because keep in mind, to unlock the red dragon, the game expects you to be capable of somewhat easily defeating the wyvern in 3 turns, right? So there is an expectation that your party is very strong before fighting this boss. So maybe this quest is supposed to suggest, like, hey, you can fight these regular enemies, right? Unless we get to the next floor and it starts throwing 6th monsters from the 6th stratum at us. Which is entirely possible. Oh no. Oh yeah, and I got a little distracted. Clarbard, if you're still here, what were you streaming tonight? I mean, obviously your clip showed us some Sonic 4 gameplay, but that doesn't necessarily mean you were streaming it. And if you've headed off to bed, that's fine too. Just thought I'd ask. Okay, it's a cichlid. That makes sense. With any luck, we'll be able to defeat it in 1 turn. Oh yeah. No big deal. Oh god, they're all aggroed. They're all angry. Let's maybe make a reference that, like, here-ish. Oh god, there's more. There we go. See, it gets to a point where the frustrating thing about the FOEs is more the technique points that you have to use to fight them. Because I could fight them with normal attacks. Oh, you bastard.
So can FOEs join FOE fights?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's definitely something that happens on some floors. Because I mean that's literally what the Queen Ant would do, is that you would get stuck in a boss fight with her, and then a whole bunch of death ants start spawning constantly throughout the entire fight, and they don't stop. As you kill one, another respawns. And they just slowly make their way over. And they join the fight as they reach you. Nope, that's the wrong staircase. Oh, these icons are permanently messed up now. Interesting. Yeah, I'm actually confused with how many cichlids were chasing us, where they all spawned.
Maybe if you kill one, it causes the other ones to aggro.
No, I think it's just I crossed a certain tile and that caused like all of them to aggro and potentially some to spawn. But I like to try and map out those spawn points with the FOE icon. But I was not paying enough attention. So that's just something I'll have to go back and map out later. If I remember. Okay, so we're still fighting enemies from the 4th stratum, so in theory this dragon shouldn't be anything more difficult than that. But we are getting a lot of doorways for some reason. Hopefully it warns us before the dragon fight, so we can properly get out of here and save our map data. Because my concern is with how the FOEs work, like, even if you keep your map data, does it still count as you having viewed those tiles, and would you still see the FOE's approach on those tiles if you revisit it? Because simply painting a tile does not count as you having seen that tile. So you won't get information on FOEs that are moving around if you haven't seen it with your own eyes, so to speak. Oh, this is proving to be quite the maze. Okay. This layout is more than a little silly. Well, that led us to an item, apparently. Hopefully us receiving that item... Oh, wait, no, the Stonard... I keep thinking that for some reason that cures petrification, but no, it just increases defense. But, like, using items is not really recommended in this game when magic spells can have, like... They can affect the entire team. Oops. Oops. I do kind of wish the game auto-mapped doorways. Because that definitely does get old with dungeon floors like this. Developers just being like, we're gonna test your patience with this floor.
So after you beat Red and Clock, do you think that's the last we'll see of them, or do you think they'll show up in 6th Stratum?
They might. It's hard to say. I'm not sure if there's necessarily going to be more story content is the thing. I do know what the final boss is called, and so there is potential for more story content. Here we go. As you continue down the frozen path, a biting storm awaits you past the final door. In the center of the storm, a dragon is ensconced, its dark blue wings spread threateningly. Your very soul is numb before the dragon, whose presence freezes all courage and hope. The Drake, master of blizzards, towers before you. Have you the courage to challenge this fiend? If so, then step forth. So, we're not gonna fight this guy yet. We're gonna finish our map. And then we're gonna save. And then we're gonna get our booties beaten. If the encounter rate wasn't so high, this would have been a lot smoother. Sometimes they just do all they can to convince you, like, yeah, you want to waste points on a skill that can reduce the encounter rate, don't you? I will say I'm quite excited to put some time into the sequel, but being so close to finishing the content for this one, I do want to complete it before moving on. Because otherwise I feel like I would struggle to come back to this. Yeah, we're really not getting gear that befits the super boss we're about to fight, so hopefully it's a chump. Wait. Why is there an FOE chilling there? What caused that to spawn? It might be one of those crabs that spawn based on getting into a fight near, but normally they would disappear after you leave. I'll admit for a second I got scared that the dragon was following us through the doors.
There haven't been any boss FOEs that did that yet, has there?
No, the reason for doors to exist in the first place is to create a guaranteed choke point that an enemy cannot follow you through. Although it's entirely possible that might be something that happens in a future game where it's like, FOEs can open doors now! So scary. Oh, okay. Hopefully we'll come back around to this place here. Oh yeah, this is just a dead end with a treasure.
Do treasure chests ever refill?
Not that I'm aware of.
The ones where there's like money in the chest, I could see it as one of the FOEs putting their life savings in there and then you stealing it.
I mean, you made that joke early on in the playthrough with one FOE.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah. Because there are definitely some FOEs that spawn or aggro based on being in proximity to a treasure chest, or more specifically, going down a path that is a dead end leading to a chest. What I'm curious about, though, is given the nature of the storyline, now that we know what's going on with the world, is how the other dungeons in the other games tie into things. Because it kind of made it seem like this is the project, but there are other labyrinths which I believe are based in different trees, but I don't know if the different trees have names, or maybe they're all seeds from the same original tree. Will be interesting to find out. I don't know if they'll ever quite match the impact of the first reveal.
What do you think they could do that would put a twist on that?
Well, I already kind of know one slight twist that happens about midway through Etrian Odyssey 3. Doesn't have anything to do with like a sci-fi nature, at least not necessarily. But it's basically just a question of like, they don't elaborate more on like the forest folk, but I do know that there is more stuff that involves them or people like them in the future, which is nice because they really don't explain in this one how the forest folk came to be. Although I do think that is something that they are actually going to give us a little bit more detail later if there is more plot. I just don't know if there will be. Okay. Now that we've done our mapping, let's go get our asses kicked. Something I don't really like about these like unlockable floors is that they don't show the FOEs on the other side until you go to the other side. So now that we've transitioned to the bonus area on the left, the FOEs suddenly appear and you can see where they're at. I don't know. I just like seeing them constantly move on the map. It's a detail I appreciate.
It definitely helps with planning things.
Mm-hmm. And it's possible that part of the logic there is basically they don't want to have those FOEs constantly moving around so that like you don't like enter into one of those shortcuts and then just immediately stumble into one that happened to be on the other side. So it seems like these different FOEs have different trigger points at like each of these like 1x1 squares that you pass through seems to trigger another one. Not being able to escape and then getting everyone debuffed like that is always frustrating just because of how long it takes for everything to play out. Because for whatever reason, the debuff animations on your party are really long. Okay, so what we're going to do here to kind of expedite this a bit is we're going to trace the path. Oops. How long you need 3 of these? The good news is, since we haven't actually we're not uncovering any new tiles necessarily, we can save our expedition if we do game over. And this auto path will save as a result of that. So it was not just a whole bunch of wasted effort. Obviously, it would be cool if we could beat the blue dragon. Hey, Kana. How are you doing? You're up late. Good to see you. That's fair. Well, good morning, I suppose. I don't know for how much longer I'll be streaming tonight, because I didn't want to go super, super long, but this has just kind of led itself to being long in the tooth. Pun not intended. I just realized what I said. Now, you've been busy with your guild stuff, haven't you? To make another awful pun, it sounds like you bit off more than you could chew. Okay, this guy's design is super cool.
I dig it.
Fire or lightning, kind of. Okay, yeah. Why even try? Yeah, I honestly don't know what they expect you to do there. I don't know how you can get enough defense to weather those attacks. Unless, like, the last few levels of, like, scaling on your characters are just, like, massive or something. It's like, if we look at some of the endgame gear, like, we're only going from, like, 182 attack to 200. 150 on the attack there, 20 tech. 200. Yeah, nothing's like super crazy. So I'm wondering if there's maybe something that you can get that can debuff the super bosses. There's some good armor here, like the Sylphid and the Angel Robe. Well, let's check out a little bit of the 6th stratum and enjoy some overly intense music and visuals. It's like we basically just walked into a metal album cover. And I really think I'm having to use pretty much as many spells and skills as I can use, right? Okay. Okay. Defense is necessary. Understood.
There's some way to debuff these guys.
Not that my party is capable of. I mean, best I could do is try to bind them. Let's try a different element, because for some reason I just used fire twice in a row. Okay, lightning or ice still does nothing. What about lightning? Oh, okay, you can only defeat them with lightning. Okay, well, everyone else gets to defend now. Let's give myself first turn and heal everyone.
Does Apollon do anything?
It's going to maybe do 10 damage. That's my estimate. Because all the survival skills just do pierce damage. So it's all physical damage. So
Iron grabs. Makes sense why they only get damaged by lightning, I guess.
I guess. So like the last fight we had was like, oh, okay, these enemies are doing high numbers. I didn't expect we would be getting into like comedy routine levels of damage resistance. Oh my god. Let's look at their stats. Okay, yeah, completely negligible on everything, except they are weak to all ailments. So if we had like a Hexer or a Dark Hunter, that would actually be quite effective. We could potentially stun one of them. But I think it'll be more productive to heal the party. You know, I always thought that the music in these final stratums was like a little overkill. I didn't realize how much the difficulty would spike. I might have to take back what I said about finishing this before moving on. Because this might be a longer escapade than I expected. I'm also probably gonna like consult a guide because like these numbers are crazy. And I don't know if it's just a case where they just expect you to grind and get loads of money and have like amazing endgame equipment or what. Yeah, because we're needing to use skills to finish these guys off. If we don't, we will die. And this is the first floor where that's been required. Hello? Monocyte.
Egg.
Why is this needlessly intimidating? Why did it hit so hard? Yeah, everything in here is just comically overpowered. Oh. Oh. Oh, we have teleporters now. That's a problem. There's no way to easily map that. Hold on. Let me consult something real quick. I want to get a feel for how many teleporters might feasibly exist on this floor. Wait, what? Okay. I'm basically just gonna have to pick two symbols that are similar. Because it's a bunch of warps that all lead to the same place, more or less. So I'm going to use the O's and the X's. Oh, hi. I don't want to know what the fuck you can do, sir.
It will mess you up.
Okay, I get it. These points provide you with the rare drops, it seems. Oh, it doesn't like me taking its resources. That's what's happening. Oh god. Yeah, can we escape? Oh, that actually isn't too bad. That said, I would like to flee if possible. That guy actually seems beatable. To be very particular about how I'm navigating this room. And this is a one-way exit. I didn't really want to ascend. Well, I think that has been a decent teaser. We're going to do a little bit more, and then I think we're going to wrap things up. I think this is going to take a lot of effort. Okay. This stuff can be sold for good money, at least. Okay, and in the interest of time, okay, yeah, this is actually quite silly. Okay, it's the fourth one. Hold on. So the structure of this floor is very confusing in that there are basically 5 teleport exits, but many locations that can lead to any one of those 5 exits. And the game does not really give you a great way of mapping that out. So I think I'm gonna just have to use a similar system, where I'm gonna flag that as exit 1. And this will be entrance 1. And this is going to be incredibly tedious to do on stream. So if I get to narrative stuff, then we'll do more of this. But I'm going to study the situation and potentially plan to move on to Etrian Odyssey 2, because this is actually more challenge than I expected. Now what's going on here? So these 2 paths are mirrored. So there's a similar L shape on the left-hand side that we haven't explored yet. And all the way along here are a bunch of one-way doors. And you just need to go through each of them, and one of them will lead you to progress.
Did you say they are one-way doors?
Yes.
Ouch.
So, in the interest of brevity, I have looked ahead, and it should be this one. We'll label that 2. Oh god, it's a mix of them.
So they're all weak to lightning?
Yeah, at least they are. Even with defense buffs, it does nothing. Oh. Okay. That's funny. So, immunize, when you get it up to a certain level, it reduces, so it's supposed to only reduce elemental damage taken, but in the first Etrian Odyssey it's bugged and it reduces all damage taken. And to a startling degree, like I think it's, you only take 40% damage, and then we stacked Defender on top of that. And if you boost a maxed out Immunize, you will only take 15% damage.
Nice.
Right? Are you angry or friendly? Oh, you're angry. Okay. Got it. Terralich. Okay. I do not have a good feeling about this. But we will give it the old college try. Let's try ice. Reducing their accuracy should hopefully be huge. And they do not appear to be weak to lightning, unlike everything else on this floor. Okay, they're taking more damage from ice. Fire does the most, but now we need to re-up our buffs. Admittedly, I'm somewhat shocked that this is actually working. The FOEs almost seem to be more manageable than the regular enemies. Like, sure, these are longer fights, but I suppose it's because I'm applying defense buffs that I was not able to in the other fights. And that does make a huge difference in terms of the pace of the fight.
Yeah, makes sense.
We got a ruby skull. All right. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and oh my god. Oh, this layout. Oh boy. We're gonna get some intel. At least the encounter right here seems, oh no.
Oh boy, that's scary. That tree.
Rockwood.
It looks different enough from the other one that it's not a recolor.
Yeah, it is different. Or at least the face is different. The other one had a mouth. Probably weak against fire? Who knows? I could have checked for the monocytes, but oh well. That'll work. All the drops seem to be rare. Hmm. Hello, magical anime. Welcome on in. I may regret this, but we'll give it a try. Actually, no, let's save our boost. And now we have info. Okay, they are weak to fire. Let's also save our Inferno, honestly. Yeah, this stratum is super intimidating. Can I go for a disable? Nah. Disabling the head probably makes more sense. Alright, now. Yeah, I agree. I was just thinking the same thing myself. Earlier we got to experience the dragons and how powerful those guys are. That was an experience. I mean, the red one still did over 1,000 damage to my party, so... I'm gonna need to figure out if there's a strategy for them. It's probably as simple as binding them, but I don't have a lot of binds in my team. Then which is the one that you think is easiest? Because the other two each did like over 2,000 to 3,000 damage to my party. That's a problem. Do we have enough Amritos? We could use a Hamao, I suppose. Oh, right, he got more TP back with TP regen. Hell yeah. Okay, well, that's good to know. I'll have to figure out what causes that then. We're just barely gonna make it out of this fight. Perfect. Okay. Now... just to see what I'm working with here. Really would have been nice if anybody targeted that monocyte. Welcome in, Mod. Hope you're having a good night. Oh, God. Can we make it to the end of the hall without another fight, please? Wait. You can do that. No, I'm not gonna chance it. It's gonna be a more effective use of our time is getting some thread, selling all this good stuff, got some new armor that I don't want to buy just yet. And then we're gonna nap. I'm doing all right. The RGG Summit was a complete waste of time, unfortunately. It was really just a bunch of actors talking about nothing for an hour. That's so rude, man. Yep, still weak against fire. Yeah, Mod, welcome to hell. In case you weren't aware. That's where we are right now. Okay. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because otherwise this is gonna take forever and a half. So if we want to make it through here, so we're gonna need to sidestep. I wish I would get some, like, equipment or something. That would be really useful right now. But yeah, pretty much all of this is just a nightmare maze of trial and error. And teleporters. We should at least fight some of these guys, I suppose. Get some experience in. Lightning it is. I wouldn't mind it so much if the enemies were not so dangerous. And if the soundtrack wasn't having a heart attack right now. Yes, they are incredibly dangerous. And the actual like path you're expected to take is really silly. And we have encountered another friendly FOE. If we're lucky, this is one we won't have to fight. Yeah, like if I was doing this all off stream, I would be happy to suffer a bit, but just in the interest of like, hey, I'm trying to show content. Maybe this is the one we want. This is like actually super silly. I guess, honestly, for me, the bigger problem is just the simple fact that there aren't really enough tools and icons for me to map this out the way that I would want to. So I'm just kind of having to make do. Oh, that's interesting. What? Oh. See, even when I'm following a map, I'm still getting tricked. That sends you back to 1. So now I have to retrace all those steps. Fun, fun. But we can fight this guy now. Yeah, see what I'm doing is I'm marking the destinations with X and the various start points with O's. That makes the most sense to me anyway. So what's this guy weak to? Is it still just elemental damage? Oh no, he's the opposite. Well, I guess our alchemist is now useless. Punch it. Unless it's just a particular elemental weakness, like the crabs. Cositis? Oh, yeah, okay. Cositis will work. What about Thor? Just to see. Not as good. It's definitely getting to a point where I'm starting to question how feasible this is for me, and more specifically, my patience.
Are you enjoying this part of the game?
Not exactly. Like, the basic gameplay is still fun, but, like, I feel like unless there's a trick that I haven't figured out yet, the scaling of everything is just so absurd. It's like, since this is post-game content, I'm not quite as concerned about the purity of the run, so to speak, and going into it blind, so I'm probably gonna look up some guides and see, like, okay, what's the secret here? Do I just need to farm better gear and then come back? Do the last couple levels give your party like some huge stat boosts, or is it just gonna be like this for hours? Oh no. I just noticed that FOE is still there. Well, if it's Terraleash, I can... Songbird. I bet you're gonna... Hmm?
You fought this before, have you not?
I fought a red one, the Firebird.
I thought you fought a songbird specifically.
No, this guy's new. Oh dear, that's unpleasant. Yeah, I think the problem I'm gonna run into is I spec'd into Caduceus for my medic because I wanted to have fun, but not having max TP regen I feel is going to be a huge issue. But I mean, the medic was someone that I was going to retire anyway, so it probably makes more sense to do that. But I think I'll probably end up moving on to Etrian Odyssey 2 before finishing this, depending on how long this is potentially going to take.
Do most stratums take about 5 floors?
Yeah, I know for a fact that that there are 30 floors in the game.
Just some big damage there.
Yeah. Apollon always hits that hard. But it could always hit harder.
If only. I guess boost would make it hit harder, right?
Yeah, not by as much as you'd expect, unfortunately. God damn it. Oh, he's all tied up. Okay, again, the map that I'm looking at, the formatting sucks, so I actually didn't notice that. Okay. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the humor in this.
That
But-
seems like some rage bait.
Yeah, yeah. Just because I'm laughing with the game doesn't mean it's not unpleasant to play through. Those guys are straightforward enough, at least. Like, because of the TP regen, Ice can actually cast a spell every turn and regain the TP he spent if he casts the single cast once. But they will be super weak by comparison. I just want to get to the next floor, and then I think that'll be a good spot to end stream. Uh-oh. I feel like we got enough of our 6th stratum vibes in, and we're vibe checked. Oh no.
What do the monocytes do?
Damage. Good night, Mod. Sleep well, buddy.
Alright. See you, Mod.
Yeah, I don't... I haven't really noticed them do anything specific. Just, they do a lot of damage for what they are. And now we can descend. Yay! Oh, hi! Oh, hi. Hi, guys. Whew. Spicy in here, huh? Well, at least we can ascend. Fat lot of difference that does. Are you... Okay. Oh no! The floor gives way as you realize you've stumbled into a booby trap.
I was just wondering if these would show up.
Oh, there's the healing spring. That's nice.
The healing spring is also booby trapped.
it's poison. Okay. I think we've seen enough for now. Whew. The place is spicy. Well, at least farming for money for that one achievement shouldn't be too difficult. Did we get any new quests? Sure did. Let us also hand these back in, because it's going to be a while before I can fight these buddies. Item compendium. Show me the bounty of the labyrinth. Fill the item compendium with 150 objects and report back to me. Finding 150 unique items sounds tough, but just you watch. It'll happen before you know it. Good luck, and don't give up. I feel like we may have already completed that by now. Song from the Depths. Rumor has it the legendary songstress of Etria can be heard in the forest depths. I ache to hear her voice. It's a strange one, though. This songstress was famous, but that was decades ago. And even if there's someone else singing, why would it be coming from the forest? So I want you to confirm whether or not this is true. And if you really do hear her song, use this to transmit it back to town. It's a Vox stone I borrowed from the Rata. It transmits sound across great distances. Don't know how it works. It was supposedly found deep within the labyrinth. Anyway, good luck. Emblem of Love. To convey a love burning like fire, strong as lightning and exquisite as ice. 3 tricolors are needed. Our client. How should I put this? Once he gets an idea in his head, he doesn't let go. If you ask me, if he feels this way, he should forget the tricolors and just tell her so. But he didn't ask me, and neither did he. Anyways, good luck finding 3 for him. What is that specifically? So song deep within the forest. Tricolor stones. Specifies I need to add them to the compendium. So let's go to the Rata Hall. You have reached 150 entries in the item compendium. Wow! Loads of money.
You got 250 now, I think.
Yeah, now I can spend. You show the item compendium to the publican. Welcome back, kids. My mom, did you find all this in the forest? It'd take days to look through it all. And this isn't even everything that's down there. Simply amazing. Wonder how many pages this will run to before your journey's over. Alright. Well, that is potentially, for now, the end of our adventures in Etria. Don't know if it'll be this weekend. I might be a bit cheeky and get a hankering to start the playthrough already on the weekend, but I've got other stuff planned already, so it might not be until next week that we start that up, because I have a feeling the 6th stratum is going to take more than a week or two maybe to figure out. And again, it might just be a healthy idea to give it a break. You know, we beat the game. That's the important thing. I didn't realize how much this was truly like a post-game bonus dungeon, which is like, this is where your replay value comes in. Just throw yourself at the 6th stratum constantly until you are good enough. So with that, we shall exit the game. Thank you, Cthulhu's, for hanging out, keeping me company. Thanks once again, Ice Thrasher, for the gift sub from earlier, and Clarabart for the raid, and for everyone else who hung out with us tonight. Despite the gasp of a passing wind that the RGG summit was, it was a fun time, and we got some stuff done, and now I feel I can safely distance myself from the first Etrian Odyssey for a bit. As far as I'm concerned, we beat the game. That's good enough for me. But I can always come back to this post-game content when I feel like it. I think I'm just going to end stream there. I've been burning the candle from both ends, so I don't feel like being a big social butterfly. So I will see you guys on the weekend. Probably going to stream some Elden Ring and Lies of P, unless some other plans come up or some other things cross my desk. Probably won't stream until Sunday, so I can get some good rest on Saturday. So yeah, thanks once again, and everyone have a good night.
Bye.